I'm not sure how this furthers his career.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the biggest and most shocking controversies to happen in each month of 2024. We'll explore each scandal and see what went down.
How far can this really go? What is really going on in this person's mind?
January, the Hugo Awards censorship.
Themed Meet the Future. The 5-day event highlighted the symbiotic relationship between science fiction and the city.
The Hugo Awards are one of the most prestigious events for science fiction creators. The 81st World Science Fiction Convention in 2023, which presented the awards, already received criticism from creators for being held in China due to human rights concerns. In January 2024, it came to light that those actions caused them to be scrubbed from the nominations despite some having enough votes to be in categories.
We all had enough votes to be finalists in our respective categories, but for some reason, we were deemed not eligible and just left out from the list.
Speaking against China or creating work that could be deemed, quote, sensitive by the country excluded people like R.F. Kuang, Xiran Jie Zhao, and the Sandman TV show.
The choice is yours. Would you take that choice away from others?
The director and chair of the board at Worldcon Intellectual Property, who have the service trade for the World Science Fiction Society, resigned as a result.
在这里，我要感谢我的所有的读者，感谢所有的科幻迷，因为有你们，所以我才感到我在这个世界并不孤独。
February, the death of Alexei Navalny.
Navalny was arrested several times, including for alleged embezzlement, charges he denied.
Это политическая месть за те расследования, которые веду я, и ведет наш фонд борьбы с коррупцией.
For years, Navalny was a thorn in the side of Russia's President Vladimir Putin. As an anti-corruption political leader and opponent of Putin, he regularly called out the president's regime, even accusing Putin of attempting to assassinate him. In 2021, Navalny was arrested on multiple charges, including fraud and extremism, later getting him a sentence of 19 years after several trials.
Те люди, которые сейчас обиделись на то, что они меня все-таки не убили, и я выжил, и теперь угрожают меня посадить.
In 2023, he vanished from jail before turning up in a corrective colony in the Yamalo-Nenets Autonomous Okrug 3 weeks later. In February 2024, Russia announced Navalny had passed away. Immediately, supporters of Navalny believed something sinister had happened. The cause of death isn't clear, with some officials pointing at a blood clot or sudden death syndrome. However, these are disputed.
Prison medical teams were called, and then an ambulance, and that attempts were made to try to revive him, but that those attempts failed. Cause of death unknown.
March, Rolexgate.
Boluarte says the items were loaned to her, although she did admit using bad judgment a week after police raided her home and office on suspicion of corruption.
In March 2024, Peru's president Dina Boluarte was seen at public events while wearing a Rolex. Straight away, rumors emerged that she was involved in corruption, especially when the watches seemed to get more luxurious over time. Reportedly, one of the timepieces was 3 times Boluarte's monthly salary. The president denied the allegations and claimed she bought an old Rolex after saving money since she was 18.
Boluarte's already weak government may now lose political allies, but she denies any wrongdoing and says she will not resign.
However, there were also allegations that Boluarte had received $330,000 from unidentified bank accounts. This sparked the country's police to raid Boluarte's home after she didn't answer their request to search her residence. The cops then went to the government palace to find evidence. 6 government ministers resigned in response to the raids.
Y asimismo también ha corrompido al Estado peor de lo que estaba.
April, quiet on set.
We just went with it. Pickles? Look, this is the mind of Dan Schneider. You gotta ask him.
Since 2018, there have been several allegations about producer Dan Schneider during his time at Nickelodeon, including abuse, discrimination, and developing a toxic workplace environment. In March 2024, the docuseries Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV was released, which detailed his tenure and allegations with first-hand accounts from the cast and crew. In April, after the final episode, the state of Nickelodeon during Schneider's reign was seen completely.
I definitely, at times, didn't give people the best of me. I didn't show enough patience. I could be cocky and definitely overambitious, and sometimes just straight up rude and obnoxious, and I am so sorry that I ever was.
Drake Bell stated he was abused by dialect coach Brian Peck, no relation to Bell's co-star Josh Peck, during Bell's stint on The Amanda Show. Brian Peck was sentenced to 16 months in 2003. However, the incident left Bell traumatized, causing him to go on a path of self-destruction over the years.
I do say the word unspeakable often because I can't tell you what he did to me and this be aired on national television.
May, Israel in the Eurovision Song Contest 2024.
Meanwhile, outside, politically charged scenes in Malmö, Sweden, as thousands protest at the decision to allow Israel to perform while the war in Gaza continues.
After the Israel-Hamas war began in 2023, there were calls for Israel to be banned from competing in 2024's Eurovision Song Contest. After all, Russia was excluded in 2022 after invading Ukraine. However, the European Broadcasting Union, or EBU, declined to exclude Israel. This led to mass protests at Eurovision events and calls to boycott watching the event.
Putting on a show like Eurovision is just feels wrong when these things are happening.
Israel drew further criticism by attempting to perform October Rain, a song based on the October 2023 attack by Hamas, as political gestures are banned. The song was reworked into Hurricane for singer Eden Golan. In May 2024, when Eurovision got underway, Golan was heavily booed during rehearsal, seemingly stemming from accusations Israel had contributed to friction backstage. The Israeli delegation accused other nations of, quote, hatred.
A Swedish performer was rebuked by the competition for wearing a keffiyeh scarf around his wrist, and the Irish contestant was told to remove the words ceasefire and freedom for Palestine from their face makeup.
June, Mrs. Green Apple racist music video. In June 2024, the Japanese rock band Mrs. Green Apple released the music video Columbus. Immediately, it drew the ire of all. The video had the band members dressed as historical figures, such as Napoleon, Ludwig van Beethoven, and Christopher Columbus. However, some dancers were dressed in monkey outfits and were under the control of the historical figures. This caused criticism of racism as the primates were believed to be an allegory of slavery and colonization. Mrs. Green Apple claimed it was meant to be a house party theme, but the damage was done. The video was removed everywhere online, and an apology was issued. Coca-Cola, who had included the song as part of its music initiative, suspended all advertising with Columbus. July, the Summer Olympics. When the Summer Olympic Games in Paris, France kicked off in June 2024, the event was immediately thrown into scandal over its opening ceremony featuring a Last Supper parody with drag queens. The event didn't get any less controversial throughout its time as one issue after another took the world by storm. One involved false accusations that Algerian boxer Iman Khelif was a trans woman, despite being a cis woman. Many anti-transgender activists and celebrities spoke out against her, leading to Khelif issuing a lawsuit against them.
تأثر كبير لأنه وش صراحة حاجة مشي سهلة حاجة تمس كرامة الإنسان.
Another controversy involved Canada's women's football team using a drone to surveil opponents.
So, who knew and since when? Canada's women's squad is competing without their head coach, with Bev Priestman sent home from the Olympics, her future uncertain.
Then the Netherlands allowing volleyball player Steven van de Velde to compete, who was convicted of assault against a minor, drew a lot of criticism. August, Blake Lively and It Ends With Us.
Are you happy?
I mean, I don't think anyone's happy all the time, but
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
Instead of focusing on the release of It Ends With Us in August 2024, the world was gripped by multiple scandals involving its star Blake Lively. Firstly, Norwegian journalist Kjersti Flo re-uploaded an interview she did with her and Parker Posey from 2016. After Flo congratulated Lively for her, quote, little bump, alluding to her pregnancy, the actor sarcastically threw the comment back at her.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
The rest of the interview was just as hostile. Then, news leaked that Lively had reportedly clashed with It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. Lively was accused of having a cut of the film made, secretly had her husband Ryan Reynolds write a scene's dialogue, and believed Baldoni had fat-shamed her on set.
I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. She's a producer on the film from the beginning to the end. She was extremely involved, and she really made the film better.
September, Diddy allegations.
One was brought by his former partner and R&B singer Cassie, but was later settled for an undisclosed amount. It triggered others to come forward with accusations.
Sean Diddy Combs seemed like he was set for life as one of music's biggest producers and performers. However, in November 2023, his ex-partner Cassie Ventura issued a lawsuit against him for the abuse she sustained during their relationship. This caused a snowball effect as more victims came out to detail their grim experiences with Combs, with accusations he had trafficked people and led an abuse ring.
My repertoire's an exotic cars, chilling with the hottest stars. And it ain't no stop to this. I can't help it, I'm an optimist.
In May 2024, Combs' reputation was left in tatters when hotel CCTV footage was released that showed him attacking Ventura in 2016. With a mountain of evidence, in September, Combs was arrested for trafficking and racketeering, which he pleaded not guilty to and has been denied bail multiple times. His trial is set to begin in May 2025.
I was in court twice last week, and I listened to these prosecutors say that he was a danger to the community.
October, the Icon Con. At one point, the Icon Group was a rapidly rising powerhouse in Thailand's health and beauty market. To increase its reputation, the company employed celebrities and influencers to endorse its products alongside multi-level marketing. However, in October 2024, it was reported Icon had defrauded many investors of their money. Shortly after, around 2,170 victims came forward after losing a combined 841 million baht, or around $24.4 million. 18 higher-ups at the company, including Icon founder Woratpol Woratvorakul and several celebrities, were arrested for their involvement as the police seized luxury assets. In November, Thai politician Samat Yanishai Tawanich had an arrest warrant issued for allegations he was money laundering for Icon. November, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fix accusations.
Declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake
After a year and a half of buildup, including a delay in July 2024, the boxing bout between influencer Paul and legendary fighter Tyson finally took place in November.
Is your plan to run? Oh, he's gonna run like a thief. He's gonna run.
Even running up to the event, there was controversy over Iron Mike being over double Paul's age. However, after the fight, there was even more. On top of the backlash to Netflix's unstable broadcast, there were even accusations the lackluster bout was fixed. Tyson seemed a shadow of his former self. Even brief hints of his velocity vanished soon after. Some viewers showcased videos of what they believe depict the fighters had fixed the bout in Paul's favor. Even pro boxer Sarah Bailey stated her belief in the theory. Paul has denied the allegations.
More nostalgia than Grandma's basement with a punch, but things are looking good for the legend.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. December, the United Healthcare CEO assassination.
The 26-year-old suspect was captured Monday, recognized by an employee at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
On December 4th of 2024, Brian Thompson was gunned down outside of a Hilton hotel in Midtown Manhattan. The assailant was identified as being 26-year-old Luigi Mangione, who was brought into custody after being spotted in a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Despite having been charged with a violent crime, Mangione quickly went viral online.
Police are telling us this looks to be a targeted attack. It was very specific.
From infatuation about his appearance to commentary regarding his actions as a bold act of class consciousness, this assassination clearly had an unexpected mass reaction. Not only has Mangione developed an online cult following, his actions have spurred a slew of conspiracy theories in an attempt to uncover hidden details about the crime. We hate to break it to the truthers, but it doesn't seem as if his eyebrows are proving his innocence anytime soon.
Luigi Mangione might have been able to avail himself, especially because of this groundswell of people supporting it.
What's the biggest scandal in the month you were born? O.J. Simpson's car chase in June 1994? Matthew Broderick and Jennifer Grey's car crash in August 1987? Kanye West interrupting Taylor Swift's VMA win in September 2009, or something else? Let us know below. Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.